welcome to TLDR on Earshot, where we address the questions everyone is asking and we make it crisp and fast. Elon Musk's SpaceX is about to pull off the biggest IPO in history, potentially valuing the company at $1.75 trillion. But is this valuation justified by the company's business fundamentals? Or are investors buying into Elon Musk's vision and the hype surrounding the stock? We'll unpack all of this on today's episode of TLDR. I'm Garima and I'm joined by my colleague Dipavli.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So Dipavli, what makes SpaceX IPO so extraordinary? And why are some experts calling it overvalued?
So Garima, it's extraordinary because SpaceX is a company that does offer extraordinary technology which also have real-world impact, although Elon Musk is also spearheading some fringe projects like colonizing Mars and putting people, on planets in the future. But most people who believe, who are hyped about this IPO, they believe in Elon Musk's vision of the future. An IPO is essentially about putting value on the future. And also, SpaceX IPO is so popular because the company has stayed private for so long, so there is a huge demand, a huge appetite for its stock. SpaceX, like you said, expects to raise about $75 billion in proceeds. The IPO will bring SpaceX estimated market capitalization to $1.75 trillion. Like you said, it's the biggest IPO in the world. The valuation is essentially driven by Starlink and SpaceX's launch business. These are the profitable ones. So these have tangible growth and cash flows, and the rest of the group is not doing so well. But Starlink and the launch business are essentially funding research and development into Elon Musk's other programs that are extremely ambitious. Many experts, however, believe that the stock, it's been overvalued since the valuation, like I said, is built on belief and not the reality, not the actual revenue or profit a company makes. SpaceX is targeting a fixed IPO price of $135 per share, which is going to be available to institutional buyers and high net worth individuals. Ordinary investors like you and me can't own the stock at that price. Only a fraction of the shares will be released to the public. This fraction is called a float. So none of this float will not be available at offer price. However, the pent-up demand and the excitement in the market is what's going to set the price. And this will result in shares selling for prices that will go through the roof. And this is not efficient price discovery. It's what in finance speak is called a typical IPO pop, which is engineered essentially for spectacle.
Oh yeah, all right. So several high-profile IPOs are also happening along with SpaceX. So Anthropic and OpenAI are also going public. So why are these giga IPOs launching now at this time?
Okay, so there are essentially three factors here. IPOs happen when, one, the firms are raising capital to invest, or two, that employees and early investors want to sell the stock, they want liquidity, and three, the company thinks it's a great time to sell their shares to the public. And for these big mega companies, it's the latter. There is a huge appetite for anything AI. There's huge enthusiasm around space exploration as well. These companies have also, at this point, moved beyond research. There is some commercial value emerging from their technologies and people are seeing the results. However, they're imagining the rest. They believe in the possibility. People believe in the vision that Elon Musk shares with the world. So clear, there is hype that exists. Like you said, OpenAI and Anthropic are also filing for IPOs. Some tech experts say that this is probably the peak of the AI hype cycle, and what comes after the peak is a slide. So investors want to exit before that, and naturally they will get unbelievable prices.
Yeah. So I don't know what to say about that. Anyway, should retail investors buy SpaceX stock?
No, most experts say that it's going to be bad investment for ordinary investors. First, the stock will be bought by fund managers and then sold to the public at a higher price. Market experts have found that firms, that are surrounded by hype, when they go public, they tend to underperform subsequent to going public. Firms that are expensive relative to their underlying revenue and earnings, they tend to underperform more. That's because many big ticket IPOs are essentially overvalued. Investment bankers, institutional investors, they want to raise maximum capital. Then the media hype comes in and does the rest. After the IPO, there is an inevitable correction. That's when the reality check happens. So it's good to remember that often the best moment for sellers is not the best moment for buyers. Sellers think that we are at the top of the bull market, but for buyers, it could mean that they are buying at a point just before the downturn starts. IPO, like I said, is based on belief. So investors are buying into a belief, they're buying into a vision. Of course, it's based on something tangible. They have seen the performance of the company, but they believe that as the company grows at an extraordinary pace, so will their money. In case of SpaceX, it's promised to build data centers in space. It's ambitious about, monetizing a way to take people to Mars, and it wants to sell huge amounts of compute to the Earth. And that's why SpaceX can ask for investors to pay 90 times as much for its IPO as the company SpaceX makes in sales in a year. This is it's called the price to sales ratio, which is how much investors are willing to pay per dollar of a company's sales or revenue. A high price to sales ratio can either mean that a company is overvalued or it has high growth potential. In case of SpaceX, many of course believe in the possibility that Elon Musk is selling. However, the valuation is likely to undergo a correction post its listing, as per most experts.
So Deepavali, I have a very small question on this, how you explained it. So can the AI industry, because you're saying that they are, launching these IPOs when they are at their peak. So is it possible that these companies, be it the AI giants or SpaceX, might see a downfall in the near future?
Okay, Garima, that is a contentious question, and a lot of people are divided on that. So if as many people are expecting that the AI bubble will burst, if it does burst, then there can be a downslide, and if not, then of course it's a cause to celebrate for those who are buying these stocks right now.
Yeah, right. So Elon Musk is slated to be the world's first trillionaire. How can we imagine that kind of money? What powers come with it, and what does it mean?
Okay, Garima. So there was a CNN report, and I want to quote from it that very nicely explains what $1 trillion actually means for people like you and me. If one were to spend $1 billion every hour, every day, it would still take more than a century to spend $1 trillion. So I hope that gives you a perspective. There are many reports about how Elon Musk is going to be worth more than the economies of some countries. Now, all of that is true, but Musk will not have a cash pile lying around in his office somewhere. All of this wealth it depends on how much investors continue to value his companies. This is basically what's called paper money. But, however, Musk will be able to direct the course of research and development. He will be able to channel funds into fringe research projects like space colonization. He will be able to shape global narratives and have immense influence like he already does. A lot of people are asking whether Musk can run for US president. This happened when Musk was working in an advisory capacity with US President Donald Trump. The answer is no. He's a South African immigrant, but he does exert a lot of influence on the government. He had backed Trump's campaign and he ran the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. He withdrew from that as he was unable to alter the course of action the government was taking. So even Musk lost to bureaucracy. Right now he's focusing on his companies. He also went to China with Trump recently. And because his company Tesla is dependent on imports from China. But basically what I'm trying to say is that Musk will remain a very influential person.
Yeah, so I think this was all on this episode. Thanks for summing it up so well, Deepavali. And that was all of this episode of TLDR. We'll see you in the next episode. Till then, take care and goodbye.
You are listening to Earshot Podcasts. Find us on our website, earshot.in, on YouTube at Earshot Media. Download our app, Earshot, Indian podcast app.